podcast of Secret Recipe. I am Herta Sailor and ready to accompany you with some bitter facts that emerge from the deepest bits of me. Don't get drawn into it too deep. I swear, I'm a Pacific.
You wanna play with power, then you're gambling with the king. So bet on the crown, casino royale, chase your ambitions.
Well, in today's episode, we have Luna Lovegood today, and she will accompany us. So you already know, she is a marvelous woman who always burning netizens with her sparks of opinions. Well, according to BGN or Badan Gizi Nasional, the implementation of free nutritious meal program has begun in stages starting from January 6, 2025 and is still going to well, within New Year's forecast, and this franchise has reportedly been sponsored by government's so-called free lunch program. I'm going to stretch this issue to check ethics is also affected for the government to take action. Well, let's hear what she thought about this.
Okay, first, thank you for Heta for inviting me to this podcast. I was very happy when you invited me to talk about this situation because, as far as you know, I'm really despise the idea of this program because, as you can see from many news, that lots of students, especially in elementary school, got food poisoning after they give us this so-called free lunch, right?
Yeah.
And even the grandchild also got poisoned because of this program. So I'm all against the idea of the program to be continued because so many children are getting poisoned and one almost dying because of that so-called program.
Apparently, nobody's actually putting a kitchen assassination here, but it is sickening indeed that the only way to get them to act is to imagine their own plates getting contaminated. If only they felt even a fraction of what regular families feel when their kids get sick from that lunch, maybe they'd finally stop treating this program like a photo op instead of a responsibility. So, what do you think we need to do?
Stop the program. I mean, what else? Seriously, like when we first got the free lunch, I barely even eat it. And one time, my friend who opened hers, she literally screamed because she saw a live bug or larvae in her vegetable. Like, come on, who's not traumatized because of that? I even had to stop staring to throw up in the bedroom because, oh my god, that is very awful.
Yeah, that sounds very awful indeed, God.
So, from what I just heard from your opinion, Miss Luna Lovegood, you sound completely oppositional towards this matter. Theoretically, the free lunch program may improve students' health and academics, as free lunches supposedly improves nutrition, reducing obesity rates and increasing consumption of fruits and vegetables. May I know exactly what caused your pessimism towards the Indonesian government's lunch program?
I think they're trying to solve a problem, especially with food insecurity, by actually creating another problem and not solving it at all. And look, even the poorest family had no choice but to eat it. And even the food is substandard and literally rotten. And in my friend's case, there's literally a live larvae in her food. Like, is that concerning at all?
So, you are saying that the issue isn't the concept of free school lunch, but rather the execution and the failure to enforce strict quality and hygiene standards. If the BGN and local governments were held accountable with mandatory surprise inspections and severe penalties for any contamination, would you be more open to its continuation? Well, I mean, because allocating that budget directly to scholarships, for example, while Noble doesn't put a meal on a starving child's plate today, they can't eat a tuition waiver.
Well, as someone who rarely eats something, I prefer if the program changed to maybe a free scholarship, because we all know that this country really needs a free education. And we can see from many news too that a lot of people, students give up their education after high school because they cannot afford college at all because of how expensive it is to get into even one semester at least.
Yeah, that's a shame, apparently.
That is a fair point indeed regarding the immense cost of higher education. But let's look at the immediate need. Primary and secondary students. While scholarships are crucial, a hungry student cannot learn. Apparently, as people say. So, the argument for free lunch expansion is often about addressing food insecurity right now, which affects concentration and behavior in the classroom. What if we could have both? Well, improve the quality control of the existing lunch program and simultaneously allocate more funds for scholarship. Do you truly believe that the current quality issues are so systemic that the entire feeding program must be scrapped, potentially harming the most vulnerable students who rely on that one meal? Well, a social media account once I saw posted about how a student packed the MBG in his lunchbox and bring it to home so that his family can eat for that day. Well, it is a shame that we cannot solve this problem simultaneously without sacrificing other needs we need to solve.
Well, we already have canteen, right? Each school already have one. And they make the food themselves and they sold it to us. And it's even better than the program actually, right? So why don't we just fund the canteen to make us the free lunch from them instead of spending more money on another new program when we already have the existing one? It's even better because students already love the canteen food better than the randomized food from the program, because some kids also have allergy to certain food and most of them are literally picky with their food, right? So yeah, that's my solution to that problem.
Well, I do think your resolution interesting and may applicable, Ms. Luna, and it will be so wonderful if government really applicate that solution of yours into the real world. And I think with doing that, the UMKM and the students themselves can both
enjoy the food and maybe got the scholarship they need, because the government does have to spend more money on the food and instead they can focus on the education rather than food poisoning that already happening in this country.
yes, it is a balanced opportunity indeed.
Well, we already have canteen, right? Each school already have one. And they make the food themselves and they sold it to us. And it's even better than the program actually, right? So why don't we just fund the canteen to make us the freelance from them instead of spending more money on another new program when we already have the existing one? It's even better because kids students already love the canteen food better than the randomized food from the program, because some kids also have allergy to certain food and most of them are literally picky with their food, right? So yeah, that's my solution to that problem.
Well, I do think your resolution interesting and may applicable, Ms. Luna, and it will be so wonderful if government really applicate that solution of yours into the real world. And I think with doing that, the UMKM and the students themselves can both
They can both enjoy the food and maybe got the scholarship they need, because the government does have to spend more money on the food, and instead they can focus on the education rather than food poisoning that already happening in this country.
yes, it is a balanced opportunity indeed.
Thank you so much, Heta, for having me here. I really enjoyed talking about this topic, especially in your podcast, because it was very fun talking to you right now.
Well, you must be lying because this been a pretty much.
Seriously, this topic is great, and I've been dying to talk about this topic with someone, and you seem like the right guy for it, and I'm really glad you did invite me to this podcast to talk about this problem, and I'm really grateful today for you because this.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Luna. That was powerful. And to our listeners, you've heard the spectrum of opinions today. The immediate need for nutrition weighed against the very real danger of systemic failure in the current program's execution, and the compelling argument for prioritizing education and upliftment through scholarships. Well, the conversation around food and education security is far from over. As we close, let's reflect on this timeless quote from Mahatma Gandhi. There are people in the world so hungry that God cannot appear to them except in the form of bread. But we must ensure that bread is safe, nutritious, and delivered with dignity, not danger.
Well, that's all the bit of facts and very opinions we had time for today on Secret Recipe Podcast with Miss Luna Lovegood, of course. Well, thank you for the marvelous Luna Lovegood for joining us and stirring the pot. Remember, hotliners, don't just consume the news. Digest it, question it, and demand better from your leaders. Until next time, stay spicy, stay safe, and may your own plates always be filled with truth. Bye. See you on the next podcast.